Hello lads, I'm Griffin The Bard, and today we're here to talk about Bioshock. So since
Bioshock is being re-released today, I thought that I'd make a video talking about the best part about Bioshock, the plasmids. So what
we're going to be doing today is a countdown talking about the top 5 best
and worst Bioshock plasmids.
Time to make my Bioshock what? Who are you people?
I'm Griffin The Bard.
Wait, you're Griffin? He's Griffin? I'm Griffin. Why are you guys even here?
Wanted to be a part of your countdown.
Please?
Hello lads, I'm the real Griffin the Bard, and welcome to my very first countdown. So since Bioshock is being re-released today, I thought I'd make a countdown talking about what makes Bioshock so unique. The plasmids.
Plasmids are special serums that introduce modified stem cells into the body made from processed atom, allowing for genetic mutation and modification, or just simply put, drug-induced superpowers.
Now these interesting abilities give Bioshock a whole lot more variety and make the game really fun. However, some are better than others.
We ranked our plasmids, or vigors in case of Bioshock Infinite, based on a few things. How useful and effective they are in battle, how interesting and unique they are visually, and how they are obtained in the game.
Now, as of right now, I have not played Bioshock Infinite, so I cannot give my opinion on the vigors. But 1 and 2 I have played, and I will be giving my opinions on the plasmids in those games. Yes, they are very similar, I know.
Since the plasmids from 2 are basically all improved, you could assume that we're talking about 2 when we talk about the plasmids.
So let's not waste any more time and get right into
The top 5 best and worst Bioshock plasmids.
For a number 5th spot, we have what might be just the most obsolete plasmid, Enrage.
Only available in Bioshock 1, Enrage is a ball that you throw at an enemy to make them, well, enraged. They will proceed to viciously attack anyone around them, including you.
The reason I call this thing obsolete is because you never really have a reason to use it. Why use it on a splicer when you just kill them yourself? Why use it on Big Daddy when you just use Big Daddy Helper? Even if it did, is it worth it risking them attacking you too?
I mean, it's not awful. It has the standard gooey ball design that a few other plasmids have. It costs very little EVE, and it could be useful sometimes, but in reality, it's just not worth purchasing for 60 Atom, and considering that it does not have any upgrades, at least I got right in the 5th worst spot. Hey fellas!
Yeah?
What's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold!
Alright.
That's why number 5 on our list goes to Winter Blast. Right from when you buy it in the Gatherer's Garden, you could tell how useful this one's going to be. The ability to completely freeze your opponent and shatter him with melee is incredibly useful in both games.
Especially in 2, where you can combo with the drill for some powerful combos. Upon operating at once, killing a frozen enemy shoots icicles and freezing others around him. Upgrading it again makes you able to shoot a giant ice beam, effectively stopping any enemy around you for a period of time. You can clearly see why this is so effective.
As for design, it's pretty simple but pretty cool. His hand gets all covered in ice, gets all frosty. One of the downsides is that if you kill an enemy you've frozen, you can't loot their bodies. This makes it very ineffective against Big Daddies who have lots of good stuff on them like drill fuel.
That's why we stuck it in the number 5th best spot.
Hey Admiral!
Yeah?
Do you like vigors that send you hurtling into impending doom?
Well, of course not. That'd be stupid.
Well, like golly gee, I bet you sure hate charge.
Wait, I've heard that before. Isn't Charge that really stupid vigor that you guys keep pounding over and over and over again?
Yup, charge is a vigor from Bioshock Infinite that sends you launching forward and deals damage to whoever you hit. And while that sounds pretty great, it's basically just asking for death. Considering that this game takes more of a focus on ranged attack, getting close and personal is just really unnecessary.
And while it has a very cool design, there's never really a good time to charge in a battle, especially against tougher enemies like the Handyman and such. I mean, once you upgrade it, you get an invulnerability buff and explosive damage. But using any other vigor and range guns will almost always be more effective.
Wow, that sounds terrible.
That's right, son.
Up next is Decoy, an ability that does exactly what it says it'll do. Using this plasmid creates a decoy version of yourself that'll distract enemies for a bit. Upon leveling it up, damage dealt to the decoy reflects back to whoever shot it, having enemies kill themselves. Upon the third level up, damage dealt to the decoy heals you, which is incredibly useful.
I mean, anything that heals you is going to make it into a top 5. And considering that it draws all the fire away from you, that's pretty great. Aesthetically though, it's pretty boring. All it does is place this stupid triangle in your hand, which isn't...
Wait. Is that a triangle? Is this just supposed to represent how the government is just a decoy to hide the Illuminati? Is it Big Daddy or Big Brother? Will we ever know?
Yeah, so anyway... The fact that you have to buy it downgrades it a bit, but overall, it's a really great tool to use.
Bioshock. Up close. Personal. Mono-e-mono fighting action. So what do we want?
Useless, ineffective traps!
Of course not!
Cyclone trap is basically a water trap that sends people launching into the air whenever they step on it, dealing some damage. Visually, it's really boring. It just puts a little tornado around your finger.
But really though, it's Bioshock. There's no real need to set traps. And if you do, just set trap rivets. There's no need to waste time and Eve on using a stupid trap.
It gets a little bit useful when you combine it with other plasmids after you level it up, but not enough to make it good. Plus, considering that it's incredibly boring in visual design, it's a must ignore on the plasmid list.
Hey Griffin, we have a problem. Both Electroshock and Shock Jockey made it on the list, and they're pretty similar. I think we should just have Electroshock on the best list and leave Shock Jockey out.
What? No way. Shock Jockey is way cooler.
You wanna have your neck snapped again?
Try me.
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we put both on the list?
The third best on our list is Shock Jockey, the electric vigor from Bioshock Infinite. What it does is it shocks whoever you hit, paralyzing them and causing them to take double damage. It'll also deal more damage if the enemy is in water. However, when you charge it up, it puts a shock trap of 5 crystals on the ground. Upon leveling it up, it deals more damage and stuns for longer. It also looks super cool. Electric crystals growing out of your hands? Clearly superior to Electroshock.
Electroshock works similarly, where you shoot electricity out at enemies to paralyze them, deal more damage, and deal extra in water. Now, of course, that's more useful in Bioshock 1 and 2, because the city is underwater.
Point.
Upon upgrading it, it can create chain lightning, which is good for crowd control. Upgrading it again gives you Lightning Storm, a continuous stream of lightning, stunning and dealing damage. Plus, visually, it has electricity running through your veins. Far cooler than crystals.
Whatever. They're both good. Let's move on to our number 2 spot.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Griffin.
You okay, buddy?
Well, guess we're just gonna have to do this one ourselves. Our number 2 worst spot goes to Telekinesis.
Well, first off, the design is not good whatsoever. It's literally just your hand. Now, the part that really matters is its usefulness. You only need to use it a few times in the game. If you don't know, telekinesis allows you to pick up objects and throw them back. Now, it can be useful in combat, such as throwing deadly objects like bombs and rocks, but that can be very situational. In the big sister fight in Bioshock 2, it's useful to catch what she throws at you and throw it back. I'm just saying it's not that bad, it's just not very useful.
Plasmids can't be so situational. It feels like they only added this in just to get a couple extra gimmicks to use. I mean, once you upgrade it, you get the ability to pick up live splicers, but it doesn't warrant enough for a good spot on the list. Is that good enough for you, Griffin?
No. Telekinesis is good. You suck.
Whatever, we tried. Let's move on to the number 2 best.
Incinerate is a classic plasmid. Simple and clean, you light people on fire, dealing continuous damage. Lighting a puddle of oil on fire will deal extra damage. Upgrading it nearly doubles the damage and allows you to shoot a firebomb. Upgrading it a final time gives you the fire torrent ability, shooting a continuous stream of fire to destroy the enemy with.
It also looks cool. While in Bioshock 2 the design is a bit boring with only some fire coming out of Delta's hand, the Bioshock 1 design is one of the best. His hand becomes charred and his veins are filled with flames. Leveling it up gives you a small fire between your fingers, and leveling up again makes the flames blue.
Definitely deserving of the number 2 best spot. And now for our number 1 worst Bioshock Plasmid, we have Sonic Boom. Plain and simply put, Sonic Boom is useless. All Sonic Boom does is send enemies and objects in front of you flying back and dealing a little bit of damage. That's it.
It has no effect on Big Daddies or turrets. It's a lot weaker relative to other plasmids, and visually, it's just a hand. The only time it could be considered even useful is if A, you have perfect timing, you can reflect projectiles, which telekinesis can do already, or B, you're desperate and need to get people away from you.
Plus, considering that there's only one upgrade, and it just makes it deal a bit more damage, which is not enough to pull it from its worst spot. The developers even realized this, and in the first patch for Bioshock 1, made it only cost 1 atom at the Gatherer's Garden. And then in Bioshock 2, they completely removed it. It's just plain bad. It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's the bees. Officially known as Insect Swarm, this plasmid sends a swarm of bees to your target. In one, you can fully upgrade it to have the ability to spread the bees to other targets, dealing damage to hordes of people at once.
In Bioshock 2, it gets even better. The bees deal damage and distract enemies, allowing you to go in and deal more damage. Leveling it once allows the bees to spread to other enemies, and leveling it again has an interesting effect. Whenever someone dies to the bees, their corpse becomes a trap, spawning bees to attack anybody who walks by.
This trap is much better than the Cyclone trap because A, it works automatically, not wasting time during combat, B, it deals continuous damage and distraction, and C, it doesn't cost any extra atom to set these traps.
Visually, Insect Swarm is also very good. In Bioshock 1, your hand looks corroded and old, with an infectious growth growing and bees crawling in and out of your hand. In Bioshock 2, your hand becomes partially honeycombed, with bees still coming out of your hand and flying around.
Aesthetically interesting, very effective, and much cheaper to upgrade than the other plasmids. We knew from the very start that Insect Swarm was going to make the number 1 spot on our list.
But wait, I feel like we're missing something. Oh wait, that's right. What about Murder of Crows from Infinite? It's kind of like bees, right? Shouldn't we put that on the list?
No, because it's not bees. 0 out of 10. Well, are you two satisfied now?
Do you got anything coming up after this?
Decoy Kingdom review, Star vs. Warhawk battle.
Dokapon Kingdom review?
Yo, I want to be in the Starhawk battle. Please?
I'm Griffin the Bard.
No, 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 I'm Griffin the Bard.
Well, there you have it, folks. Those are our top 5 best and worst Bioshock Plasmids.
Did you like the video? Do you agree with our opinions? Do you think they're awful and stupid?
Do you think Telekinesis is good?
If you have any suggestions, Tell us in the comments below.
Feel free to like and subscribe, and to share our little video with some of your friends. And this is
Griffin The Bard.
signing out.